Hey everyone, Delphi Group here with our weekly trading recap. Um, what can we say? It's just been another amazing week here. We had the best week of the year up until now, and that has been while markets have been crashing. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a textbook trade we had off of the Delphi signal. Okay. So here we are on the Delphi signal. You can see here we had a sell signal on LUV Southwest Airlines, roughly around $35. Okay. And again, we've talked about this in the past. The proof is in the pudding. Okay. We can see the sell signals here on LUV around $35. And what happened after that. Okay, so these signals stay on the charts forever. Okay, so it is real life back testing, fact checking, whatever you want to call it. All you have to do is go back on the charts and see how the signals did, so we can clearly see how this sell signal played out. Okay, so this is a very good example of how we use the Delphi signal, like a textbook trade on how we use it from the time we get the signal here on the scanner to, cashing out profits for our community. Okay. So when we saw the signal, we liked the setup, we did some analysis on the trade, which we really liked the setup. And you can see here how everything played out. Okay. We got the sell signal at $35. We entered the puts, which we'll get to in a minute. And literally the trade hit perfectly at our target, following that forecast line. Okay. That forecast line was put in there before any of these red candles showed up. Okay. So when you do the analysis off the Delphi signal, and you take a trade, 80% of the time the trade works out. Thankfully, this was one that actually worked out, beautifully. You cannot, show a better example of a trade off the Delphi signal. Okay. And what does that mean? That translates into our community, making money week after week. We have, knock on wood, we have not had a losing week yet here this year. Okay, so yes, the signal gives us amazing trades. 80% of the time we get winners off the signal, but we're not just about the signal, okay? We're about our community here, which we call the Delphi Room in our Discord. Okay, so going to the Delphi Room or our Discord, going right into that LUV trade, you can see when we got the sell signal on LUV, okay, we posted a trade, and every trade that we put out here, we do analysis on. Okay, we send out a video and analysis why we're taking the trade. You can see here we took the trade. We around $35. Our target was 33, which it exceeded. Okay, so we entered these 35 puts for $1. We scaled out, and eventually we closed out and exceeded our $2 final exit, and we got out at 210. Okay. So this is a textbook trade. This is a trade on all our trades that we take that, follow our Delphi strategy. Okay. Which is what we teach and preach here, which is a very successful, back tested, and, we're using it now. Our community's using it. And, we have, our education room here with all our educational videos, which starts off with our Delphi trading strategy. Okay. Which books us winners week after week after week. Okay. You're going to have losers, but if you stick to a plan or strategy, which we have here, you're going to come out on the winning end most of the time. Okay, so that was a great example of a trade. that we took textbook trade off the signal. And you can see here that, we post all our weekly results here where they're journalized. So everything is legit. Okay. So yeah, we had the one trade off the signal on LUV here. And then looking at the week, no words to what we did this week. And we're going to show you how most of these gains happened because we've been net short the market since, practically the beginning of the year. So when people ask, how are you guys booking trades when the market's crashing? Because we're net short. Okay. But just look at this number again, 184% on the week. Now, remember, this is off of a $10,000 account, okay? So as the account grows, our allocation sizes grow and our percentages become much larger, okay? So again, on a $10,000 account, this means we did 18,000 on the week, okay? Now, 18,000 on the week, if your account's at 80K, obviously that percentage is a lot lower, right? So again, this is just going off of the initial $10,000 starter account, which is why these percentages seem, unattainable, or it could portray that we're phony or that's not what we're doing here, but it is what we're doing. Again, all our trades are journalized, which we're going to show you. They're posted in our Discord, which we just showed you an example. But again, it's just incredible. 81% win rate, 17 winners and only 4 losers. Look at the profit factor. Okay. Our in and out day trades 5-0. So again, we're doing amazing things here at Delphi. Okay. And again, our trades are journalized, right? We went over this in our UOA weekly recap on Amazon. Was a day trade we had. Okay, SPY. Again, SPY puts that we had 100% winner, right? Coin, some other trades. Again, here's Amazon again, that trade we took. The first time, 135%. Okay, so, and we do have losers, of course, but, we had monster winners on some crypto shorts, which I'll get to, on MSTX and MSTR. I mean, look at those, okay? I mean, MSTR, we got in at $1.20, cashed out at $6.40, okay? MSTX was an overnight trade, 125%, okay? Which will show you why we did that. But again, everything is here, okay? And looking at, more trades that we took. IBIT, that was another crypto short. We did 250% on. Okay. So other trades we have, again, indexes, we've been net short the indexes for a while. We've played IWM puts half a dozen times, if not more. So you can see how these puts have played out, 82% over 200% here. SPY, again, winner. Here's the LUV trade off the signal. Okay. And again, QQQ puts, almost 90%. Caesars puts, almost 120%. Okay, these are all puts. Okay, 0 calls. So you can see how we're making money, in a down market. Okay, and how do we come up to that? Well, you have to do the analysis and you have to, plan ahead, look at the indexes, and analyze them. Are they going to go up or down? And, we do all that and post all our charts in the Delphi charts channel, which you see here. Okay. So this is where we do all our work. This channel is priceless. Okay. You can see we talked about these flag patterns on our, weekly market reports that we put out every Tuesday. And all of these targets pretty much have hit already. You can see this is the Russell, okay? We identified the pattern here, and look what happened Friday, okay? The the targets have hit already. In about a week. Look at the drop. Okay, this added to our short positions. Okay, on the Russell, right? And IWM, obviously the IWM is the Russell, but there was another pattern here that we identified up roughly near 216. Okay, and look what happened here. The pattern not only hit, but exceeded. Okay, look at that, from 216 down to 180. We closed our puts out. Okay, right here today, on Friday. I'm recording this video on Saturday. So we closed those puts out that I showed you. Okay, and again, we've been writing puts all the way down here on IWM. Okay, so that is how we are making money on the way down. Okay, we make money on the way up and on the way down. Okay, Apple, another one we identified at 220. That is nearing the target. Okay, which is 180. Hard to believe, but it's getting there. Okay, and then SPY, another one here. Look at this, another target hit. Okay, we identify the flag pattern here at, this is SPX at 5,700, roughly SPY 570, and the target hit yesterday and exceeded. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. Nobody's doing this anywhere. Okay, we're analyzing the markets. We send out every weekend a market report to our community that we analyze the indexes, where we think they're going. We analyze all the stocks, things we're watching and trades we might be getting into. That goes out every weekend. And this is what we do here in the Delphi charts section. Okay, so this is how we make money on the way down. How we're, we've been, net short the market. We closed out a ton of our puts Thursday and Friday. Okay, we still have a couple that we're holding on to. But again, we mailed this call, since actually the beginning of the year. Okay, and then speaking of, the crypto shorts we had, why were we short of crypto? If we go to our crypto channel here, you can see, we've been looking at this channel. We've been trading this channel all year so far in crypto and crushing it with our crypto calls or puts. Okay, now we were heavily short. Why were we heavily short? Because we were looking at this channel becoming resistance and heading lower. Okay, and you can see, first of all, what happened here. Okay, we were short here and we caught that drop. So we made money there. And then recently we shorted this again here. Okay, that's this channel. We are shorting it and trading it until we get a breakout, right? So yeah, we shorted it here. And then, again, you can see here, we were shorting it here when we got here. And then again, crypto, fell, right? So we cashed out on those puts. If we look just at the chart here, this is a live chart of Bitcoin. You can see here what happened here, and we shorted it again. Okay, we got the dump, right, to go along with the indexes. We cashed out all our crypto puts. So, this is what we do here. Okay, and it's not just these kind of trades. Leviathan is crushing it in the day trade channel. You can see here he's posting trades showing his account, had this winner up 25%. So shout out to him. We post trades in our chat, which is very active. We talk about the Amazon calls that we took off UOA. We got in at $1. You can see here we cashed out at 310. And again, just posting, different trades here. So this is what we do. Very active in the chat. Leviathan again posting another day trade here, 42%. Rocket ship on IWM. And again, more information that we're posting here, more trades. Another winner from Leviathan, 23%, who continues to crush it. So, and more information. Okay, we have more trades we took on here. Coin, we had some call activity, TQQQ. We played some day trades there, got in at 145, got out at $2. So yeah, I mean, this is what we do here. Nobody's doing what we do. Okay. So, and how does this translate into our community? Okay. Well, this is how it translates into the community. Okay. We are here for the community. This is why we do what we do. Okay. So you can see here our community posting results. Michael here, posting 47% gains on the LUV trade that we posted. So that was good for him. Steven here, on this one, he shout out to Leviathan, getting 35% on some day trade winners. And I mean, there's no words for this right here. I mean, Big Win Willie in 1 week, okay, picked up over $16,000 on his account. Okay, look at that. On his total account went up 41% in a week. So you can see our performance translates and spills over into our community. I mean, no words for this from Big Win Willie. Okay, and what was this mostly on? Okay, these were on his short positions. Okay, you can see here, he says the massive drop in the next overnight. Shout out to us. And again, no words for what we're doing here. Okay, and then Steven again, yesterday, he did on coin. He picked up 114%, 40%, okay, 56%. And like he said here, all these winners he was picking up while his investment accounts were getting hammered. And he made $1,800 as the markets were crashing. Okay. So again, this is what we do here. And, just talking about, us being that short. Okay. If we go back to the chat, we want to show you guys something here. We posted this just to give you an idea what the short positions did to contribute to our overall performance number on the week. Okay. Look at this number. Okay. This is just our short positions. Remember, we were at 180% on the week. Well, almost 150% of that were from short positions. Look at the trade percentage, over 83%. Look at the profit factor. I mean, you have a sliver of red there. So again, nobody's doing what we do here. Okay, we make money on the way up. We make money on the way down. And that is why nobody does what we do here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, like, follow, get the word out to as many traders as you can. There are traders out there who are struggling, we're sure, blowing up their accounts because the markets are not doing good. While we're here crushing it week after week, we want to reach out to these traders, help as many people as we can, like the people that are crushing it in our community. So again, thanks for being here and hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care.